Hi, my name's Tom Bickford. I'm the director of Maine Robotics, and I'd like to introduce you to the first LEGO League and what it's all about. Now, there are videos on our website that already tell you what this year's playing field and missions look like, so I want to talk about this in a slightly larger picture. Now, the first LEGO League was started in the late 1990s by FIRST, which is a nonprofit located in Manchester, New Hampshire. FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. They are the world's largest nonprofit that's dedicated towards getting our youth really excited about science and technology, engineering, mathematics, computer programming, all of those things. And they have been doing it, and millions of children have participated. This year, in the first LEGO League alone, they expect to have about 250,000 children worldwide participating. Here in the United States, they'll have close to 15,000 teams. In Maine, we should have around 80 teams, which keeps us on average given the size of our population. So what is this first LEGO League? Well, it runs during the fall, usually kicking off at the very end of August or the beginning of September. This year, the kickoff was August 27th, and you have from then until the tournaments that you're attending to do three different things. First, you have a research project that you're going to work on. That includes identifying a problem, doing research about that problem, which includes going on the internet, going to the libraries, calling in people from your community or from beyond who have information about that so you can get information directly from the sources. You could email professors, you could call up people at the state or at a federal office or another nonprofit, any place that you could think of that might have information. There may be a local business in your community that deals with the problem. Now, in 2013, the topic is nature's fury, and it has to do with what we have called for a long time natural disasters. First is trying to stay away from toning it as a disaster, but rather that we are learning about all of the things that happen when nature really gets big. Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcanoes, storms, and floods. Those are the 6 biggies that they're asking students to really focus on this year. So in your research project, you are going to identify a particular problem in one of those 6 different major categories. Could be hurricanes, could be tornadoes, whatever it happens to be. Then you're going to start doing research about that so that you can figure out, well, what happens? What do you want to happen? Is anybody doing any research about that? Do some brainstorming to figure out what's going on and try to come up with a solution. It does not have to be a working solution, and it isn't related to your robot. So this is just, it's a science fair kind of project, but it is huge, and we have seen teams, not just here in Maine, but from across the country that have taken their ideas and taken them all the way up and getting patents on their ideas. So it's a big deal. These kids put a lot of energy into it. So that's the project. They have to research it, and then they'll give a presentation at the competitions. The second big component is called the technical aspect, and judges will take a look at how well was the robot built, how well was it programmed, and what kind of strategy and innovative solutions did they come up with to take their robot and run it on the playing field that First LEGO League uses. Now, the playing field is a 4 by 8 foot playing field. It's a piece of plywood with 2 by 4 rim around it. You get a mat when you register that goes down, and then you put what they call mission models out there. So you can imagine that there is now a bunch of things for your robot to do. You can only touch it in home base. It goes out and does these different missions. So the judges are going to look at how well did you strategize about what you're going to do and how well did you implement it. So that's the technical aspects. You have the 3 parts there. The third big part is called their core values. And FIRST and Maine Robotics are dedicated to trying to make sure that our students and our teams as a whole are operating in a positive manner. So we look at team spirit, it's called the Inspiration Award, we look at teamwork, and we look at something called gracious professionalism. And gracious professionalism has to do with how are you relating to the people around you, to the adults around you, to the other teams around you, the judges, the whole thing. And it's just as important as how well your robot works. NASA did not put a Mars rover on the moon because of any one person's work. Hundreds of people on dozens of different teams had to be able to work together to form that end product. So we have the project, we have the technical awards, we have the core awards, and then we have one last one which is worth 10%, and that's actually how well does the robot perform on the playing field. So it's a score-based award. Add all those together, you get 100%, 30% for each of the three main categories, and 10% for how well your robot did. That's what the first LEGO is getting these children to do, and it is an age-appropriate way for them to be learning STEM skills. They're doing problem solving, team building, learning particular, this year's skills. This year, again, it's about natural disasters and nature's fury. And they will be learning more about that than they ever thought they would, and they are motivated far more than they would have been if it was a class project. They will spend September, October, into November, and even into December working on that. In Maine, we have the qualifiers November 23rd, and all of the teams would have to go to a qualifier, and then we have the state tournament on December 14th. Almost every year, one of the teams from Maine will go on to one of the national or international level competitions, either in San Diego or in St. Louis. We used to have another competition in Miami that's no longer there, or even you can go to Germany and compete there. So our teams have qualified to go on to those levels. Sometimes finances and resources prevent them from doing that. So that's the first LEGO League. It's a big program. The kids get a tremendous amount out of it, and we see grades and attendance levels and just the whole enrichment process working excellently for all of these students. I hope that answers your questions. Probably opens up even more, but you can always email us or check out our website for more information, www.mainerobotics.org. Thanks.